stepped forward and then threw it. That's a solid
power jab.
And still, the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world.
Okay guys, UFC belt on the line tonight. Protect yourself at all time. Obey my command at all time. If you want to touch love, do it now, go back.
Wow.
What? I can't hear you.
Exactly.
Serra, are you ready?
Against St-Pierre.
Ready? Fight!
And here we go again.
St-Pierre right for the takedown. A lot of people thought he would stand up with Serra. He takes him right down, gets the half guard.
Serra, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. St-Pierre didn't mess with the strikes early. St-Pierre in the half guard of Matt Serra now.
St-Pierre is gonna pass the guard of
And
Matt
he has
Serra.
passed. This is bad for Matt Serra. Hammer fist from St-Pierre. Georges St-Pierre in a dominant position here in round one.
St-Pierre has to be careful with the knee bar. Okay, his leg is out. Matt Serra's gonna get back to his guard. And he's back to his feet.
St-Pierre, relentless in his attack here in the first 4 minutes of this title fight.
GSP's doing a good job of riding Matt Serra here, using his weight. Matt Serra trying to escape. It's gonna spend a lot of energy. It's gonna spend a lot of energy.
Got a mouse under the right eye, Serra. St-Pierre trying to overwhelm a very strong and powerful Matt Serra.
He's chipping away. He's chipping away at Matt Serra. Very interesting strategy. Perhaps he wants to pick it up later on.
Serra again is forced to the mat.
Nice leg kick by Matt Serra. It was timed perfectly by Georges St-Pierre. Matt Serra has an underhook with his left arm. Good position for him. He's gonna look to kind of get back to his feet or sweep. He's using the fence to get back to his feet, possibly setting up a guillotine. This fight is going up and down, up and down. It's confusing Matt Serra and it's tiring him out. Georges St-Pierre is really grinding out these first couple rounds. I think he believes he has the better cardio, and Matt Serra right now could be in trouble.
Well, the conditioning of Serra has never been a question, but still, the conditioning against St-Pierre is a category generally that St-Pierre wins.
St-Pierre's using the size and strength advantage right now.
I mean, Matt Serra was once one of the top lightweights in the UFC, and he got his title shot at 170 because he fought maybe above his weight class to win the Ultimate Fighter for the comeback, and he made the most of that situation. 1:45 remains in the second round. Serra is surviving, but can he start to score any points?
Here he is once again, Georges St-Pierre on top, kind of chipping away, and really getting Matt Serra to spend the energy. Very smart strategy on the part of Georges St-Pierre's camp.
St-Pierre looks up at the clock. And George is playing this very smart too, Penny. He's not overworking himself and gassing himself out, trying to stop this fight, because he knows, as of right now, he has complete control of it.
That's exactly right. Great game planning, great execution by Georges St-Pierre.
Very calculated and controlled. He passes to half guard. Let's see if he can get them out.
He's gonna pass right here.
Side control, 50 seconds. Easy passing all night long for GSP.
He's using a tight style of guard passing. He's cutting through Matt Serra's guard. Matt Serra has to come up with an answer for that pass and for those takedowns of Georges St-Pierre.
Knees continuously into the midsection of Serra. Yves Levine right on top of the action. Serra turns, GSP doesn't stop. St-Pierre now has his back. 20 seconds remains. More knees. seized by GSP. Georges St-Pierre is the undisputed UFC welterweight champion.
You gotta give your hat to Matt Serra. He hung in there. Georges St-Pierre just executed in what my opinion was a perfect game plan.
Georges St-Pierre enjoys what truly is the greatest moment of his fighting career, winning here at home in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Leving has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 45 seconds of the second round. Declaring the winner, Le Gagnant by TKO, and now, for the second time, the new UFC welterweight champion of the world, Georges St-Pierre.
Protect yourself at all times. Obey my command at all times. If you want to touch that, do it now. Go back to the corner.
Georges St-Pierre, John Fitch for the UFC welterweight championship.
Are you ready, sir? Are you ready? Fight!
Our main event is underway, and here we go.
Immediately, St-Pierre takes him down.
What did we talk about at the top of the show? 80% of the time, it is none other than Georges St-Pierre successful on takedowns. And Fitch's takedown defense was well over 70%.
Fitch is very comfortable off his back, though. He has excellent jiu-jitsu.
And no one in UFC action has ever passed the guard of John Fitch.
Good job of controlling the hands of Georges St-Pierre. Keeping him from landing any shots on the top.
You talked about Dave Camarillo and the guerrilla jiu-jitsu black belt that John Fitch just earned. He was the first man to ever go all the way, white belt to black belt, under Dave's tutelage, which is a heck of an honor. Fitch did it all with hard work.
Yeah, Dave Camarillo is a highly respected jiu-jitsu instructor and competitor, who's also a fantastic judo player as well. The jiu-jitsu that he teaches is very aggressive, very MMA oriented.
Good elbow by St-Pierre. Half guard. St-Pierre has just gotten bigger, stronger, more powerful. Even though you can't see it, he is so much stronger than he was in fights before. You see it displayed, though, and the control, the chant of USA. Fitch, the Midwesterner. St-Pierre, the champion, the French-Canadian.
Fitch is back to his feet.
Got him again. Joe, you've talked about it before with St-Pierre. For a guy who didn't wrestle in high school, didn't wrestle in college, to be perhaps the best wrestler in mixed martial arts right now, or at least one of the top wrestlers in mixed martial arts, is absolutely fascinating.
It's pretty incredible, and it's a testament to what kind of an athlete he is. It's just unbelievably explosive. Very fast.
Fitch is a gamer, though. St-Pierre switched stances, missed with the left. I'm sure he gained some serious confidence in round two.
Good left hand, good right hand counter
answered by GSP.
Fitch is in trouble. George has got his back. He's got one hook in.
Huge counter by St-Pierre.
He's got both hooks in now. Fitch is trying, he's scrambling. I mean, he's doing his best, but he's just being overwhelmed by the superior athlete.
Takes a look again.
And the superior tactician. I mean, it's not just his athleticism, it's his athleticism and how he applies it to his techniques. That's the thing about St-Pierre, is he's so technical as well.
You know, there was once a time in where many questioned the heart and the mind of Georges St-Pierre. You know, oftentimes they'll say, don't listen to the critics, don't listen to the critics. But you know what? Georges St-Pierre did listen to the critics and has set out to prove them wrong, and prove them wrong he has done here tonight.
Fitch tried to scramble up to his feet, but he was unable to do so.
He is going to earn his first title defense. He entered Target Center as the welterweight champion. Georges St-Pierre will exit Target Center as the UFC welterweight champion.
I don't think there can be any doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Doug Crosby scores it 50-43. Nelson Hamilton has it 50-44. And Jeff Mullen scores the contest 50-44 for the winner by unanimous decision. And still, the undisputed UFC World Welterweight Champion, Georges St-Pierre!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the instructions. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We will have a clean fight. Touch gloves, let's make it official.
How good is this? Wow. St-Pierre, Penn.
Man, I got some serious goosebumps.
Tell me about it. Herb Dean, our referee.
You ready to fight? You ready? Let's do it.
Very effective in the clinch in the first matchup with St-Pierre in the black trunks. Penn in the white trunks.
BJ has excellent takedown defense, but Georges St-Pierre has improved his wrestling dramatically over the years. Well, first of all, BJ doesn't even look a little bit tired. You can see that his conditioning is up to flight. I mean, it's only second round, and the fight really hasn't been that grueling as of late. He's on his back. Rubber guard, mission control.
Tremendous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, BJ Penn.
The people who have trained with BJ say that his legs are like extra arms. The chant of GSP.
Penn in front of his own corner. Cut underneath the eye.
BJ brings it back to half guard. And George's gonna pop that leg right back out again.
Wow.
And I like how he pushes off BJ's legs to secure the side control position.
You heard Herb Dean warn GSP about the strikes to the back of the head, so he goes to the hammer fist.
There you see him telling BJ that he needs to fight back. I don't think he can at this point. I think he's just exhausted. But the thing about Georges St-Pierre that I find most impressive is how honest he is about those mistakes.
Yes.
When he talks about fights, he's very honest about the emotions that go through his head. He even spoke about the first BJ fight. After the first round, he said, I was hurt and I was scared. How many guys say that? How many guys talk like that? It is that honesty that he has, not just with his fans, when he's communicating. Look at this. BJ's getting battered here.
He might just finish it, Joe. 25 seconds remaining in round 4.
He has that kind of honesty with himself as well, and that's why his skills continue to improve. He's not delusional.
Herb Dean might stop this.
As long as BJ keeps moving, he's not going to stop it.
10 seconds remains in round 4. We're going to head to the 5th and final round. St-Pierre in full control.
BJ Penn is getting crushed.
Ladies and gentlemen, at end of round number 4, on the doctor's advice, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest, declaring the winner by TKO, and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Georges St-Pierre.
All right, gentlemen, come on. This is it, gentlemen, 5 rounds. We will have a clean, fair fight. You need to obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Now hook them up.
The welterweight title is on the line. The champion, the challenger. Quick inside leg kick by the champion in the red trunks.
Immediately, George goes for the takedown, and he gets it. And Thiago's back to his feet again.
And down again.
And this is going to spell trouble for Thiago Alves. If George can do that easily.
St-Pierre, the second most accurate in UFC history with his takedown attempts. In his career, landing 77% of the time.
It's really incredible when you consider the fact that he never competed as a wrestler in high school or college, yet he is arguably the best wrestler in all of mixed martial arts, against so many decorated wrestlers.
And he's equally effective passing the guard.
He doesn't let guys breathe. He stays on top of them.
Thiago Alves is going to need to change things up.
George has less to worry about than Thiago does.
St-Pierre got him again.
There he goes.
And it came shortly after another kick.
See, Thiago's not dominating the stand-up. He just has to worry about Thiago escaping and getting back to his feet, and which he's trying to do right now. He's exploding, and that's how he does it. He's back up to his feet.
Thiago keeps trying to hunt him down, though.
Yeah, well, there's no quitting this kid. Nice knee to the body by Thiago. He's trying to shake George off.
Look for the big uppercut again. Just over a minute remains in the fourth.
Nice leg kick by Thiago. George takes him right down.
Times it perfectly on that leg kick.
And that keeps Thiago thinking. It keeps him worrying, and it keeps him from throwing those kicks.
And really, in the career of Thiago Alves, we've seen that his most effective strike is the leg kick. GSP looking to pass.
Thiago really struggling to try to get to his feet, but he's willing to give up his back in doing so. And again, as we mentioned in between rounds, he does have a wounded groin muscle. So he may be content to just ride this out.
The French-Canadian, Georges St-Pierre, is going to defend his welterweight title for the 3rd time and extend his winning streak to 6 straight UFC fights. St-Pierre and Alves go the distance.
Wow.
And he will remain the welterweight champion.
There, Alves goes for the kick. George immediately takes him down, and that was really the story of the fight, Mike. Just took him down over and over again. Just used that superior wrestling and excellent timing.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Adelaide Burr scores the contest 50-45. Douglas Crosby has it 50-44. And Marcos Rosales scores it 50-45 for the winner by unanimous decision. And still the UFC welterweight champion of the world, Georges St-Pierre.
Both been given your rules. Obey my commands at all times. Defend yourself at all times. And if I tell you to break clean. Do you understand? Let's touch gloves, have a great fight.
Let's do this thing, partner.
Dan Hardy has not taken his eyes off George since the moment he walked in, locked on his eyes and kept a smile going. Trying for psychological warfare. George had none of it, never looked at him.
Are you ready?
St-Pierre.
Are you ready?
Hardy for the title. Here we go. Back trunks for the French Canadian. Looking to land that left hook and shock the world. Let's see. There's my answer.
Takedown.
How long
Right
it takes for the takedown
Right away.
from St-Pierre. Successful.
And into half guard. Dan trying to move back to full guard.
90 seconds into the fight.
Hardy's got to pop out of this. He's got to be careful about giving up his back.
Trying to work its way up.
George has his back.
One hook,
He's
two.
got a hook.
Got the hooks in. Not a lot of damage being done. Obvious control, Joe.
But he's getting close and close. Dangerous, dangerous positions over and over again. The mount, the back.
And the submission can happen as dynamically as the knockout. As viciously and as subtly. Looking to get that arm. 20 seconds left in the round.
He's got it.
20 seconds looking for the arm bar. Can he finish? Hardy trying to hold
Look at
on.
this. He turns over.
Nicely done, Dan Hardy. Look at that. Unbelievable.
Yeah, man, I mean, come on.
And give all the credit to GSP because he does it to everybody.
Can't stop him from putting him in this position. He's hip escaping, and George is right on top of him. He's got to look out for that Kimura. He's got to wrap it up. It's behind his back.
Crank it.
He's stuck.
Looking for the finish
He's
here.
Very
Trying
bad.
to submit Dan Hardy. Can he do it?
Oh, it's bad. Dan's got a tap. He's got a tap.
Hardy trying to survive.
He's got to rip his arm off.
Man, that is one tough grip. Cranking it more. Hardy just trying to continue.
I mean, he's just got to rest here, bide his time, and then yank it again.
Dan Hardy's one tough grip.
Oh, he got out of it. Incredible.
Again.
I'm amazed he got out of that.
15 seconds now remains in our main event of the evening. It's about to go the distance. And he's about to leave the octagon the same way he entered, as the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world. What a performance by Georges St-Pierre.
Great show.
Respect.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Judge Crosby scores at 50-43. Judge Blatnick has it 50-44. And Judge Urso has it 50-45. For the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Georges St-Pierre.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Gonna keep it clean. Touch it up, make it official.
Oh, no touch of the gloves. Koscheck backed up. GSP against Koscheck for the welterweight title.
Ready. Let's do it.
Here we go. St-Pierre in the blue, white for Koscheck. 5-minute rounds.
And what's interesting is that Josh Koscheck has said that what he wants to do is keep this fight up. Let's see if that's the case.
Not long. Can he get back up though? 20 seconds in, take down GSP. Koscheck wall walking.
Nice jab by George.
Spectacular striker. St-Pierre, 14 UFC victories.
Superman jab. Now George is teeing off on him, Mike. He's putting a lot more pop into these shots. He senses that Josh is a little more hesitant now, and he's digging in with his strikes more.
Sitting down on those punches, throwing the power jab. There George. Big takedown by GSP. He's got his back. Koscheck trying to stay out of trouble here.
Koscheck is going for a leg. George's got to be very careful.
St-Pierre with a tremendous pace here in this grappling contest. Knee.
He need him in that eye.
30 seconds. Here we go. Seconds.
Again with that jab.
This fight is over.
That's it.
George Rush St-Pierre.
I think even the judges can get this one right.
I sure hope so. Great show of class and respect after 25 minutes of battle inside the octagon. He is simply the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 50-45 for the winner by unanimous decision. And still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, George Rush St-Pierre.
Never a doubt.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're gonna have a clean fight. Make it official.
Jake Shields the challenger. George St-Pierre the champion. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
Ready to fight? Ready. Let's do it.
Here we go! Red trunks for the champion. Black trunks for the challenger. GSP, will he look to establish the jab early, as he did so brilliantly against Josh Koscheck? Will he shoot for a takedown, or will he avoid the ground game of Jake Shields?
There's that front leg side kick.
Really trying to mix things up here in round 1, Joe.
Yeah, he actually did that off the back leg. Stepped forward and then threw it. That's a
Big
solid
power
jab.
Man, did he step into that jab. Sending his opponent flying backwards, and again!
He actually he caught Jake as he was moving forward and accentuated the power. Jake is stepping back with his chin wide open, Mike, which is exactly how he got cracked against Dan Henderson. There it is. He's hurt badly.
St-Pierre sensed it and took the opportunity. Chin exposed. St-Pierre trying to take advantage. Switches to the southpaw stance. Under 30 on the clock here in round 2.
Nice leg kick.
Began training MMA in 1999 with Chuck Liddell. Cesar Gracie said, the right hand again. What needs to be done, there's another attempt, stuffed. What needs to be done is we need to take him to the deep water, make it a war, see what is inside his soul, then defeat that. Shields has not been able to start that process yet. Hit him with it, kick him with the other one.
Yeah, he said, I tore my groin. He said, hit him with your groin then.
Yep.
And he's down again, this time early in the round. Let's see if Jay can work off his back.
George doesn't want to give him that chance. Now let's see how often Shields tries to throw the right hand towards the left side of St-Pierre. St-Pierre did some training in London, England. Head kick racing. Big head kick lands.
Jake is hurt.
St-Pierre did not jump right in for the finish. And this might be why, because he didn't want to get tangled up with Shields.
Easily avoids Shields' takedown attempt.
Bloodied up, far from beaten. 1 minute remains in this fight. St-Pierre 8-0 in fights that go the distance. 21-2 in his MMA career. Both of the losses came in the octagon. Both came in the first round. Hughes and Serra. Under 30. They will fight to the finish. Under 10. The final seconds of this fight. And they have gone the distance. St-Pierre and Shields for the welterweight title. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Doug Crosby scores the contest 50-45. Nelson Hamilton has it 48-47. And Richard Beltran has it 48-47 for the winner. And still, the UFC welterweight champion of the world, Georges "Rush" St-Pierre.
It is deafening in here. Carlos Condit says, I can go into a dark place when I fight in the octagon. A man possessed to knock off one of the greatest champions of all time tonight, Georges St-Pierre.
Step back, please. Thank you.
Welterweight title on the line.
Are you ready, Mr. Condit? You ready? Fight!
Here we go! Trunks for GSP. Red and white trunks for Condit. The right knee was the one that took the ACL damage. An injury that has finished careers in the past. Pushing forward early, Georges "Rush" St-Pierre. Condit loves to throw hands followed by a kick and then spin out of trouble like he did against Nick Diaz. George switched his stance for a moment there.
Yeah, he did, and that opens him up for that elliptical kick, which Carlos loves.
And George looks absolutely huge for this fight. This might be the biggest we've seen him, Joe.
Yeah, his legs especially. He's done
it looks like an NFL running back.
Yeah, a lot of strength and conditioning, which, by the way, before he was injured, he said he didn't do.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, Joe, and you wonder if we might not see the greatest Georges St-Pierre ever to be able to have the time away. Although off a bad injury, he has really worked diligently to make himself even more powerful.
Well, one of the things that we said, it's the most difficult thing to do is to maintain the highest levels, to maintain that focus and intensity. And sometimes when you step away, you can become refreshed. Carlos just landed a nice jab there, Mike.
He said that he might have lost a little fire, and this helped get him back. He looks for the first takedown of the night.
George is shooting,
and he's got it
down. He's got to be careful. Mission control here. Condit does not have the right arm trapped, though. As he goes for mission control here, he's really just kind of biding his time. He needs to control that right arm of George's in the form of an overhook before he really can effectively attack with that position.
Condit has not been submitted since 2006.
Armbar attempt by Condit, rolled out of it is George. But George has to be careful here because Carlos will attack.
George has not been defeated since 2007.
Carlos
the upset
spinning
by Matt Serra.
Spinning towards his left. George is trying to pass now. Now he's in half guard.
He's halfway there, Joe. It might be over, but he persevered and he's here tonight in top position.
See how he's pulling on that head there?
Yep.
Now this can open him up to an armbar, but there's a very small window. See it right there? The small window, man. And Carlos is going high with those legs. Remember how quickly Vitor Belfort snatched that armbar on John Jones. That's how quick it can happen.
Good pace by St-Pierre.
And don't think Carlos didn't know he was going to be in this position. I'm sure he's well prepared for this. And as George keeps reaching for that can opener.
Takes a look at the clock. Under a minute on the clock here in the first round. GSP 22-2. Overall 16-2 in the UFC. Looking to move to 10-2 in championship fights. Big right hand.
Good shots being landed by George.
He's being bullied here by George as he embraces the grind of this wrestling that is surpassed by no one in UFC history. To the body. Spin.
Telegraphed.
Condit.
That's a nice kick!
Oh, he got
George is hurt!
Condit
George
with
is
a big
hurt!
kick to the head. Condit swarming St-Pierre.
George is in big trouble.
Condit on top. The big head kick. Now to the body.
George is swollen up, Mike, badly. Carlos is going to get his back. George is trying to get back up to his feet.
And you talked about being slippery, Joe.
Full guard now. And now it's Carlos's turn.
Look at the swelling on the forehead of St-Pierre.
Big elbows by Carlos Condit. George is trying to move here, Mike.
The shin to the forehead from Condit and another elbow. George is rocked. He's out though. We got ourselves a fight, ladies and gentlemen. How good is this? We're all back to even now, Joe.
That might be more than even. I think he hurt George a lot more than George hurt him.
Big right hand by St-Pierre.
George
picks him up, throws him down. St-Pierre 3 for 3 on his takedowns.
George doesn't mind being on top in half guard, though. In fact, Randy Couture preferred being in half guard for ground and pound because of the fact that you can hold on to the guy's leg and keep him in position.
7 for 7. For the man who has landed more takedowns efficiently than anyone in UFC history.
He got impatient there, Mike. He gave up his back.
Trying to slide out of trouble.
He rolls.
George is just
great roll.
He's like a huge magnet on him right now. Body.
Well, Carlos gave up his back there, and George wasn't able to capitalize. Carlos is just trying to make anything happen here.
He had to overcome the worst injury of his career and one of the most, if not the most difficult opponent. St-Pierre working his way towards victory. They are on their feet, 20,000 plus, including the longtime middleweight champion Anderson Silva.
Carlos again trying for that Kimura on the left arm. He's got
10 seconds remain. Big elbows by the champion. And they go the distance. What a fight. What a fight. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 49-46, 50-45, and 50-45, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Logano, and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Georges St-Pierre.
Greatest welterweight champion in UFC history.
Protect yourself at all time, obey my command at all time. If you want to touch up, do it now, go back to your corner. Go back to your corner.
I didn't think so.
No.
Never a doubt, right?
That was the loudest applause I've ever heard in my life.
GSP, a hero here at home.
Yeah, if you're not here, I don't know if you get the full spectrum of sound that came out of this crowd. But that was amazing.
Nick Diaz, Georges St-Pierre, kick early by the champion. Gray trunks for the challenger, black trunks for the champion.
Good jab landed right away by Nick. Takedown by George. Full guard by Nick Diaz. He's got an arm wrapped up.
Nick, very creative and talented on his back.
Very good guard, very offensive guard, very good with sweeps as well, and very good at protecting himself from his back. Good elbow right away.
His ground control second to none. And we know from all the fights we've called with St-Pierre, he does not get tired in this position.
He's a machine. I mean, the guy practices as hard as any man in the world. He's got the most scientific training known to man.
In a lot of ways, he is the perfect fighting machine.
Nick is looking for a leg there. George sprawls out easily, defends. A nice knee to the body by George. Nick is again tying up that left wrist, trying to roll on it. But George is pounding on him here.
Nick just covering up.
And George recognizes the roll, hops to the other side, stops that roll, and more ground and pound.
A bad position for the challenger.
And just unable to get to his feet. Nick's got to figure out a way to either stop this or sweep him or reverse him. He's got to do something. Now this is actually better for Nick. If he can get George to scramble with him on the ground, where he's getting beat up is in this position. But if he can initiate a lot of movement,
that's a big elbow, Joe.
Huge elbow.
Nick got a couple of strikes to land from the ground, but then George takes over again.
Yeah, and those strikes from his back are just not very significant. He's got his back again, and Nick keeps going to the same move, grabbing that wrist and trying to roll.
here in round 2 now.
Nick trying to get a hand inside the legs of George.
115. Knee to the body, wisely, grounded opponent.
Nick's up to his feet again, and he's free.
Knee to right hand. This is obviously what Nick wants. A little bit of taunting begins. Superman punch. Superman jab. 30 seconds.
Good straight left there by Nick.
Kick again by St-Pierre. Spin by Diaz.
Oh, nice shot to the body there by Diaz.
He loves the body shots.
This is the fight that Nick Diaz wanted, and here it is right in front of him.
Big takedown. Joey had 3 minutes on the feet there.
Yeah, that's what he wanted, but he spent, 20, 30 seconds just walking around.
And they go the distance.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 50-45 for the winner by unanimous decision, Lagano, and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Georges St-Pierre.
St-Pierre with a record-setting title defense tonight.
All right, I talked to you guys in the locker room. I want you to do a clean fight. Follow my orders at all times. Defend yourself at all times. Let's do this. Touch gloves and let's go.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee. GSP. And Johnny Hendricks for the UFC Welterweight Championship of the World. The champion.
Here we go. First round, you ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
And
come on.
Here we go. Hendricks, the southpaw in the yellow trunks. Black trunks for the champion, St-Pierre.
Beautiful takedown. Ducked right under that big punch. Anticipated it. Got him to the ground. Guillotine choke. He's got him mounted. Lost it. Lost it. Got it again. Lost it again. And now they're wrestling.
One thing very worthy of note, Joe, when Johnny Hendricks throws that big left, he throws it so hard, he gets off balance, and that's how George took him down.
And this is where it gets interesting because now we're in a wrestling match. A wrestling match with knees to the thighs.
A minute into this championship fight, Georges St-Pierre has now spent more overall time in the octagon than any fighter in UFC history. He just surpassed the numbers of BJ Penn.
With the knees to the thigh, landing a couple punches, hard elbows, there's another straight left.
Big counter. Johnny's trying to time the counters with the left hand. One of many great Oklahoma State Cowboys who have competed in the UFC over the years, including Hall of Famers Randy Couture and Don Fry. Oh, counter again with the left jab.
He hit him with a hard left uppercut. George is in trouble.
Now
George is in trouble. He's wobbly.
Hendricks up
Another
the middle.
hard uppercut. Another one.
Oh, my goodness.
George is in big, big trouble here, Mike.
Hendricks up the middle, over the top. To the body. Mouthpiece.
George is having some good success here in this round.
The body head's going very, very well for GSP here.
There's a good left by George. Good jab by Hendricks.
Superman punch. The swelling on the left eye of St-Pierre.
Hendricks connected with the left there, but there's not much behind it anymore.
Hendricks trying to find a home for that jab. Good counter again. The pace and power of Johnny Hendricks has slowed, but GSP's down.
He slipped there, but Hendricks capitalizes. He's on top.
GSP pushes off.
Wow, and Johnny let him up. George is busted up.
He is busted up big time. Even more so than in the Carlos Condit fight.
There's the right hand by George. He's looking for the takedown.
Hendricks turns him around and puts him against the cage. And he gets it. 30 seconds on the clock here in the third.
And that may very well cement this round for Hendricks. George was out striking him on the feet for sure, but if Hendricks can get off some ground and pound in this last 15 seconds, that convinces the judges. And George up to his feet. And George has his back.
Right back up. Third takedown for GSP. 30 seconds on the clock. What a great championship fight. What a way to honor 20 years of competition inside the octagon.
George again trying to hit this Kimura. This could be a last-ditch effort. He doesn't have much time left. And Hendricks sits down on his hand.
They have gone the distance. Johnny Hendricks and Georges St-Pierre.
Wow, what a fight. I think we may have a new welterweight champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 48-47, Hendricks. 48-47, Pierre. At 48-47 for the winner. And still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Georges St-Pierre.
19th career win. He is the all-time best in UFC history. And still the welterweight champion. GSP.